Hi, my name is Martin, and in this episode what I'd like to cover is two Eucharistic miracles. I've covered them before in different episodes, but it's been a while since I've been doing those, and I'd like to do this today, and also probably in the future like to cover. There are so many of them. The two that I'll be covering today are both in Italy. One is in a town of Bolsena, and the other one is in Cascia. It's absolutely interesting in terms of the number of Eucharistic miracles that have taken place over the years. And in each instance, there's a different player, obviously, and a different circumstance. But they all bring the beauty of going beyond the here and now, like the mundane. And now all of a sudden you're brought into a realm of like, wow, how did that happen? And that's what most of the Eucharistic miracles are all about. It's showing the beauty. Carlo Acutis tabulated these in his work as a young teenager. He died at the age of 15 in the year 2006 from leukemia. But he noticed that there were something like 9 Eucharistic miracles in France, about 7 in Germany, about 8 in Holland. In Spain, he tabulated 19, and in Italy, 32. The two are Bolsena and Cascia. So starting with Bolsena. The Eucharistic miracle of Bolsena, depicted by Raphael in a well-known fresco in the Vatican Palace, took place in 1263. A German priest, Peter of Prague, stopped at Bolsena while on a pilgrimage to Rome. He was pious, but he found it difficult to accept that Christ was actually present in the consecrated host. While celebrating Holy Mass above the tomb of St. Christina, located in the church named for this martyr, he spoke the words of consecration, and immediately blood started to seep from the consecrated host and trickle over his hands and onto the altar. At first the priest tried to hide the blood, but eventually he interrupted the Mass and asked to be taken to the neighboring city of Orvieto, where Pope Urban IV resided. The Pope sent emissaries to investigate. When the facts were ascertained, he ordered the bishop of the diocese to bring the host and the linen cloth bearing the stains of blood to him. He had the relics placed in the cathedral. The linen bearing the spots of blood is still reverently enshrined and exhibited in the cathedral of Orvieto. Pope Urban IV was prompted by this miracle to commission St. Thomas Aquinas to compose the Office for the Mass and Liturgy of the Hours to celebrate the most holy body of the Lord, Corpus Christi. 1 year after the miracle, in August of 1264, Pope Urban IV introduced the Aquinas composition, and by means of a papal announcement, he instituted the feast of Corpus Christi. The second Eucharistic miracle, in a town called Cascia, in the basilica dedicated to St. Rita, is also preserved the relic of the Eucharistic miracle, which happened near Siena in 1330. A priest was asked to bring communion to a sick peasant. The priest took a consecrated host and placed it rather irreverently in the pages of his breviary and went to the peasant. When he arrived at the house of the sick man, after hearing his confession, he opened the book to take out the host, which he placed there. To his great surprise, he found that the host was stained with living blood, so much so as to mark both pages between which it had been placed. The priest, confused and penitent, went immediately to Siena, to the Augustinian priory, to ask the counsel of St. Simone Fidari of Cascia, known by all to be a very holy man. Father Fidari, having heard the story, granted pardon to the priest and asked to keep the 2 pages marked by the blood. In the act of recognition of the relic of the Eucharistic miracle of Cascia, in 1687, about 350 years later, a text was also reported of a very ancient code of the priory of St. Augustine, in which are described numerous pieces of information regarding the miracle. Beyond this information, the episode is also mentioned the communal statutes of Cascia of 1387, where it was ordered that every year on the feast of Corpus Christi, the authorities, the councils, and the people of Cascia should meet in the church of St. Augustine and follow the priest who should carry the venerable relic of the most holy body of Christ in procession through the city. In 1930, on the occasion of the 6th century of the event, a Eucharistic Congress was celebrated at Cascia for the entire Diocese of Norcia. A precious and artistic monstrance was consecrated, and the entire historical documentation of the miracle was published. To this day, the 2 pages can be seen, and it's phenomenal because on one page, the left-hand side, is a page with a face depicted. On the right-hand side page, the face is very, very clear. It is an incredible miracle. So thank you for taking the time, and until the next time, farewell.